Today we're going to go on a bit of a magical mystery tour. Lightwish, the sister company of Paul Rubens, have sent me a package here of acrylic markers. I have never, as far as I'm aware anyway, actually used acrylic markers. So I'm unboxing them here for you to enjoy. Crinkle, crinkle into the recycling. And yeah, I mean, if these are anything like the quality of their other products, they shouldn't be bad. Markers need to be stored horizontally. Recap after use, yes. Strong coverage, odorless, water-based ink. And we have a colour chart here that we can fill in. And what do we have? 2 layers. It's like chocolates. Life is like a box of chocolates. And underneath there are more. So we have pink here. Does this mean, 2 brush tip and 2 colour. So what have we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. So there's 30 pens, 60 colours. And this one is number, there we are, it's on the end, number 305. And 304. So if we were to do something really radical and go 304, not completely odorless. There we are, there's 304 and 305. Oh, they're thick. They're thick. Because what I thought was, I thought I would do a painting today of some flowers in pots. A little while ago, we did this painting, which is on a quite big piece of paper. This is about A3, twice A4. In other words, if A4 is about letter size, which is about 8.5 by 11, this is about double that, so about 11 by 17, this size is. So this is what I'm going to try to reproduce. I did that one using regular paints. It was the Kuretake set and my Poetique markers. And this one I'm planning to do using these, and I don't know how it's going to work out. This is number 327. 327. Is this one, Rose Bengal. That's quite nice, isn't it? That's a bit like this colour here. Like that. And then on the other end, we've got number 306, which is Rose Red. Now that's starting to look very similar to the other pinks, isn't it? Rose Red. 306, have I read that wrong? No, it says 306. Okay, so then this one is 372. 372, come in, 372, Lotus Root. Another pale pink. Okay, I'm not going to do all of these here now with you. I'm just trying to get the idea. This is Water Red. What that's supposed to mean. That's another pink. And let's try a completely different colour. Let's try this blue one here, 336. 336. That's a bit similar to this colour. And this end of it is 341, Azure Blue. Oh, yes. Okay. Well, they look good. But what I need to do, if I'm going to use these, is I need to take them out of the... I'll put that over there. I'm going to trust them that they're roughly what they say on the lids. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to put them like this, and I'm going to organise them in terms of dark to light. So we'll start with, let me organise all of the pinks. Take out all the pinks. and the mauves, and put them in order. We'll start with the lightest one, and we'll go in order. Then we go to blue there, don't we? So that way, if we do this, we can see where colours are missing. And so after that purple, I think we're going to have to go to these greenish colours. Yeah, something like that. That one, perhaps. And then here, I'm going to start with the yellow at that end and go slowly darker. That's another green, maybe, I'm not sure. Black and white, go there. Silver and gold, grey. And we're going to have to go beige, brown, and this is another blue. Wants to go there really, but can't. So, well, I'm going to turn that around that way and put that there and move this one, because that's really blue. Put that one there, put this green one there. Okay, and then so they're completely wrong. Okay, so this can go here and here and here. That can go there, and that can go there and there, and then green, and then this red one, I'm not sure, it's a bit of a loss. This doesn't have anywhere to go, so I'm going to put it up here. I don't like the look of it there, but there we are. Okay, so we have the colours arranged in some sort of order, so I know roughly what we've got. And immediately I can see that that should be next to this one here, right? And that should be here. And I'm not sure about that bright yellow. You could spend all day doing this, couldn't you? This one wants to be there. So that one then wants to be there. Enjoying this? Yeah, that's good. Okay, right. So we put that there, and I'm going to get a big piece of paper. I'm going to use a piece of vintage paper here. This is, I'm not sure if this company still exists. It's called Paper Dart. This is an A3 drawing pad, Cornwall Paper Company. Don't know if they still exist. It's not the sort of paper that you'd necessarily want to use for watercolour, although I did, so I know that it'll stand up to it, but because it's the same paper I used for the last one. And I've got these other ones here that I'm working from, which I'll put over there. And let's get started on that, I think. It's quite exciting. I've never used anything like this before, so we'll see. Maybe I should do a sketch in pencil, first of all. I think I probably will. And I think I might use, well, you could use a coloured pencil to do this, but probably it doesn't matter. I'll use just an ordinary graphite because I won't use one that's too hard, too soft rather. 3B should do. And yeah, in the camera, this piece of paper looks really small, but it isn't. Okay, so let's see what we can do. If you paint from a reference, which I'm not ashamed to say I do often use, I don't usually copy my references. I usually have them nearby just to get started. And I think I want to share that with you because I do think that a lot of people probably have the exact same issues as I do, which is it's very hard to get started. I don't think it matters whether or not you have a good imagination or you don't, because I think it's just hard to get started. Don't you think? So I'm going to draw a sort of selection of kind of vase influenced shapes here and there, and we'll see where that all goes. What I'm concentrating on doing is having their bottoms start in different places, you see. So they're all kind of, they're not on one straight line. They could be, that's another way of doing it. But for this, I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to vary the point at which they're sitting. So they're all arranged, some further back, some further forward. We have a nice big one in the background here. And this plant will be here somewhere. And then we'll have another one sitting here. Maybe we want another one here. And I'm feeling I want a small one here too. Okay, well, we'll see how that goes. And the exciting thing is going to be using these colours. But I tell you what I am going to do, I just have suddenly thought to myself, I need to paint a base for them to sit on, and I'm going to do that with a brush. I'm going to pick up a neutral shade. So I'll grab my paints. Simple reason is I don't know that these pens are going to cover the surface well enough. So let's pick up some orange, and then we'll mix that with a bit of blue so that we've got a kind of grey, bluish grey. This is ultramarine mixed with orange. That way you can see the fact that they are all on one level. They're not floating around in midair. Okay, so that's all we needed to do there, just to give us some foundation. And then I'm going to colour in the pots first of all. So let's see what happens. Let's go for a yellow. We'll start here. Oh, that's too light. Okay, let's try the other end. This is completely the very first time I have ever used acrylic markers. So you are right there with me as I explore this interesting thing. And I want to put some darker yellow, but we don't have any darker yellow. So I don't know what I could put, perhaps green. Well, that's a darker yellow. Interesting. We'll see how this goes. We might not be happy. I might not be happy with the sorts of greens that I can get. We can't tell yet because we haven't tried it. So I can see that this is a different way of creating art. I don't know what's at the other side. Ah, yes. Interesting, isn't it? Okay. And now I'm sort of thinking I need something a bit darker there. So it's all very fascinating. Ooh, look at that. A nice bunch of flowers has just arrived. I hope you're not expecting me to paint those, Tamsin. Okay, I want a darker green than that. Maybe this. Oh, that's very dark, isn't it? Or bluish. Not completely in control of what I have here, because why would I be? I never did anything like this before. So that's why I thought it would be a good idea to follow my previous example. Oh, look at that. Wow. It's like painting with ice cream. Completely different. Huh. Well, this is a different experience, it has to be said. And you don't know what's going to happen when you... I read somewhere yesterday, someone said, I think it's a good idea from time to time to treat yourself to a different colour or different medium, just to keep things fresh and to keep your brain operating. And I think that's probably one of the truest things that I've ever heard. So that's a nice purple one. And now what we need is orange. So let's see what happens here. That's what I was wondering, whether it would go over this peachy colour. I think it will. I might have to do a couple of layers. Yeah, that's okay. And then we want some brown. That's not dark enough. Isn't that good? That's amazing. You can just go over the purple there. I know that's not quite covered it, but very near. And I think if I came back with the right colour, that's good enough. That is good enough. And we've got red, and I did have a nice big red one here. Now, I don't have anything to judge by because I've never used these before. But they definitely are all what I would call pastel shades. I don't know whether I shouldn't think it's true to say that acrylic markers are always pastel. So well, now I'm already starting to make mental plans to obtain more of these. If you haven't tried these, you must. You must in no way hesitate. They're dirt cheap and quite fun. The only thing I'm saying at the moment is that I don't think we've got enough greens to do what I would call realistic cactuses, which is probably one of the reasons why you see very unrealistic colours being used, but that's okay too. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Let me see, this colour perhaps? For this one, I don't know. Yeah, we haven't got any yellowish greens. Very interesting. Very interesting. Nice dark green we need here too. Okay. So behind here we could have another yellow one. Let's have another yellow. I don't know whether these would mix with one another at all. But for the moment, I'm not going to even bother to try. I think these should have little spiky things. This is like the opposite to painting with watercolour. I'm going to put some light ones on here because those ones I did not show up. Because it's a bit like painting with acrylic. It is painting with acrylic, isn't it? Absolutely, that is exactly what it is. We've got a big pot here that we need to paint. So I think probably we might want to do that in a beige colour because it's yeah, it never occurred to me that acrylic markers would be basically akin to painting with acrylic paint. Don't know quite why I never put two and two together on that one. Okay, so that's that. And then looking for a purple here again, I think. We can do two different colour stripes. And to my mind, this is the process. Process is here. I'm going to put a black If you haven't tried this, please do. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure at all about what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it. We can put some circles on here. Okay, and then I'm looking for pink. Maybe not that pink. Let's go for this pink. How about this pink? Oh yes, that's a nice lilac. These pens are on special offer at the moment, and there's a link in the description below, and we did share them also on the community post and on Facebook yesterday, I think, and a couple of people did actually go ahead and buy them already, so you will be ahead of the game. I can't remember, to be honest, how much they are, but do we want orange? Is this going to be orange? Peach again. Don't want that one. What about this? Okay, right, looking good. I might want to put something a little bit darker on there for decoration. Yeah, let's do some vertical stripes like that. Very bold, very graphic. My paper is rocking up a little bit there, but I don't think that's going to matter. It'll just brush off. Yeah. Okay. Now we need to do some more of these leaves, and I'm not sure whether I don't want to actually switch to watercolor for a minute to do some of these leaves here, because I want some darker greens. But if I did that, if I'm thinking about it, if I did that, then I would spoil it, wouldn't I? Because what I've got here is a certain kind of mood. So I think I'm probably going to stick with what I've got. You never know what you're going to discover until you discover it. Do you? Definitely opens up the mind to different ideas. And we've got one here that wants to be dark. I wonder whether you could put black and green together and make a darker black, a darker green. Yeah, interesting. Or, because black worked there, it's going to be a bit dramatic, isn't it? Well, that's just that colour, so that's not as dark as it looks. That's blue, and that's kind of chalky. What about grey? A greyish brown. Don't think I like that. Or this colour. No, that's too light. And the black. Well, in my original, I had some quite strong lines. So why not? You do things with these paints that you can't do with other paints. Because you certainly couldn't do this with watercolour. You might be able to do it with oil or with acrylics on the brush. But look, see, I can go over the wrong colour. I can go over that black. Pick that up later. And I need to go here now. So what I need to do there is let's do some yellow leaves or some yellowy green. I haven't used this colour. What's this colour? Some strange leaf shapes. As if we were designing imaginary plants on a foreign planet. More greens. Well, I've read about these paints, acrylic markers, and I know people I've watched people use them, but I haven't actually used them myself until now. And I'm going to be bold. And then I'm going to get some red and see what happens. Oh, I probably should let that dry and come back to that. It will be dry and then I'll be able to make those nice and red. So I'll leave that for a minute. Purple. Let's have some purple here around the outside of that pot. Wouldn't it be fun if your plant could match your pot? And we could have a pink. Let's go back to that red and see if this is dry yet. There we are. And we could put some circles here and there. There we are. That's a kind of weird and wonderful thing, isn't it? And then for this one here, we need to balance this, I think, so we probably want to go for the light green. And we can Isn't this fascinating? If you haven't tried it, you must. Oh, you must. You must. Look how that colour just goes straight over the purple. No hesitation at all. Just covers up what's underneath. You'd think you were using digital markers, wouldn't you? You'd think. You'd think this was AI. Wow. And perhaps, I don't know if we can use white. Interesting. Oh, you can do so many different things. It just goes on. It's endless. Endless possibilities. And if you don't like what you've done, you can just go over it, I think. So if I don't like that flower, I can go over it in white. And then I should be able to go over it in, let's say, how about a relatively strong pink? There we are, and then we can do the leaves in green again, if we don't like the black. And maybe I need, where's my black gone? One more here, perhaps. So, there we are. That is my very first attempt at an acrylic marker painting. I don't know what you think about that, but I tell you something, that was a heck of a lot of fun to do. And we can still do more to it. For example, I could go for my grey, and I can put some shadows underneath each of the pots on top of the grey that I've already put there, and that would work as a way of sharpening up the shapes if you felt you wanted to, without having to resort to watercolour paint. And so you can correct any mistakes or anything that you're not happy with, and you can also lighten things up a bit by going over what's underneath like that. And this is probably dry now, so I can probably finish this one off with a nice white line. And don't know whether I like my veins, but I can do that, and so on and so forth. And yeah, well, sky's the limit. Every time you look, you see something and you think, oh, I could do more here, make it more complicated, and so on and so forth. But my first painting. Well, I'm quite excited about that. I'm glad I shared that with you, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you give them a try. As I said, the link is in the description below. So have fun with that one, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now, everybody. Bye-bye.